is already up to 5th. Caleb Woodard, for so many years. Oh, he got a little crossed up, and look out. Just was going to start telling the story, little story about Woodard. And then, well, things went steppy down in turn number 3 and 4. Rolled the tilt-a-whirl, and the Logue Fabrication Wheeling caution lights are on. Caleb Woodard, a standout go-kart racer from Nebraska. Uncle Frank's the old team there. All right, caution lights are off. Ken Ellis, your race leader. Down the back straightaway. Down into turn 1 and 2, Mike Smith, that 22 car. Welcome here, a little live look in at the Hawkeye Challenge from Boone Speedway on IMCA TV as we race them on down. Great dog of a battle right here. Kenzer Ellis. Kenzer Ellis out of Ankeny. Denny Pittman, the 22 of Mike Smith, 3 wide for the lead, 2 to go. 22 of Mike Smith. Checkered flag is out. Moffitt's Ford win going to Mike Smith, Denny Pittman, Kenzer Ellis, Ryan Lehman, and Joe Reitz. Heat race number 4 right there. All right. Getting ready to come to the Speedway right now will be your first of 2 Sprint King qualifying events. Scheduled to be on the pole. The driver hails out of Des Moines, Iowa, 2-time Hawkeye Challenge winner, second-generation driver from the east side. That's the 48 of Tyler Thompson. Sitting to his outside, will pilot the 25A. Hails from Lake Elmo, Minnesota. It's the 28A of Ashley Williams. Ashley Williams in the 28A. Going to row number 2 to the inside. Third-generation driver out of Iowa Falls. The Hildreth name has always been in the sprint car world, and it's Cody Hildreth driving and piloting the 12K this evening. Driver hails out of Clear Lake, Iowa, has been through multiple facets of either hobby stocks, B-mods, modifieds, and now in a sprint car. Driving the 65, it's downtown Logan Brown. Going to row number 3 to the inside. Driver hails out of Amory, Wisconsin. Number 42X is on the top wing. That is Brett Peterson. Brett Peterson, the 42X. And one car not making the call, that the driver out of Dexter, Minnesota, driving the C4 of Carl Wade. Getting ready to go to the green flag. 8 laps the distance. Everybody transferring to the A. Top 4 in points will go to the Hawkeye Challenge. Green flag is out. We're underway. Tyler Thompson going to take the 48 right to the top spot. Of course, Tyler spent every Saturday night with us for about 3 or 4 years when we raced the Race Saver sprint cars here throughout the summer. He knows how to get around this little high bank 3/8 mile. 42X machine, Brett Peterson. Peterson going to go to the top of that 25A machine of Ashley Williams. Williams back into the number 3 spot. Logan Brown is 4th. Field will hustle off a 2 down the back straightaway. It will be Tyler Thompson, Brett Peterson, Ashley Williams, Logan Brown, and Cody Hildreth, your 5 on the racetrack. Ooh, way high goes Peterson, losing ground to Thompson. Thompson, the middle of the racetrack. Now you see it. The 42X of Peterson had a run getting down there in the west turns. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. It'll be the 48 machine. That is Tyler Thompson. Thompson, your race leader, followed by Peterson. Then it is that 25A of Ashley Williams, which does have the 07 on the wing. 07 Owen Carr. I'm a little confused here. We'll figure it out end of the night. 2 to go, green high. Down the back straightaway, it is Tyler Thompson. In commanding fashion. White's out, 1 to go. Checkered out for Tyler Thompson. Brett Peterson going home in the number 2 spot. 3rd will go to the 25A of Ashley Williams, Logan Brown, Cody Hildreth. So Hildreth, Brown, Williams, Peterson. And making his way down the front straightaway, driving the 48 out of Des Moines, Iowa. Heat race number 1 winner. That is Tyler Thompson. Missouri, the old missile, Logan Brown there. Got the Brown brothers messed up on that. Apologize out. Here we go. Heat race number 2. Going to be pushed onto the speedway. Driving the 07. Driver hails out of Somerset, Wisconsin. First to the racetrack. That'll be Owen Carlson. Owen Carlson right there. And to his outside, being pushed onto the familiar orange colors. That is the 55 KC, the veteran of Iowa Falls, Iowa. That is Bob Hildreth. Starting run number 2 to the inside. Hails out of Altoona. Drives the 57A. That is Clayton Vanderplug. Clayton Vanderplug there in the 57A, and to his outside. Driver hails from Ankeny in the Empire Egg. Number 7G, that is Jackson Gray. Driving the Destiny Homes, number 13. Driver hails out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Very familiar with this place, just not in a sprint car. It is a 13M of Brett Moffitt. Brett Moffitt in the 13M tonight. Drivers from Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Carolina in the house for your Sprint Kings. Nice even pace, getting ready to bring him off at turn number 4. The green flag comes up, and here we go. On down into turn number 1 and 2. Oh, up over the top. Wheeling caution lights are on. The 07 of Owen Carlson, the Somerset, Wisconsin native, up over the top at turn number 2, bringing out the Logue Fabrication yellow flag. So the 070 Carlson going to get pushed off there. Of course, sprint cars, if you're unfamiliar with how a sprint car works, there's really not much to them. Direct drive, the engine and the rear end are connected by the drive shaft, which runs right between the driver's feet and legs from the center of the car. So when you see them get ready to push them off, what they'll do is they'll rock it into gear. They've got a lever. They've got like a T-handle, either on the right side or the left side, that will engage the direct drive transmission. So right now, when they're pushing it off, they're watching for the oil pressure to come up. They're watching for the fuel pressure to build. Once that happens, they push the T-bar down, or they flip on the magneto, push the T-bar down, and it is instant horsepower and torque right to the rear wheels. So sprint cars, that's with the direct drive. That's the way they work. So we will see now your front row, the 57A of Clayton Vanderplug. 57A of Vanderplug will be your race pole setter, and the 55KC of Hildreth will go first row outside. Working on in, Vanderplug and Hildreth. Now your front row. We go green flag off of turn number 4. Sprint Kings, heat race number 2 under the green flag. Down into turn number 1 and 2, it's going to be Brett Moffitt rolling to the number 2 spot. Clayton Vanderplug, the Altoona racer, into the number 2 spot. Here comes Jackson Gray in the 7G. Gray to the inside. Gray will go side by side with Brett Moffitt. Moffitt up on the top, Gray to the bottom. Now it's going to be a 3-car battle for the lead. Vanderplug, Gray, and Moffitt. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Gray on the bottom, working. Moffitt comes to the tail tank of the 57A of Vanderplug. Work it this way. Watch him there, of course, Austin Gray, a graduate out of the micros and the mini sprints, in now into the Sprint Kings, working side by side for the lead. You've got a new race leader. It's the 7G of Gray. Jackson Gray, your race leader. Clayton Vanderplug. Now here comes the 07 after spinning on the first lap. That is your original pole setter, Owen Carlson out of Somerset, Wisconsin. He has moved on into the number 2 spot. Vanderplug back to 3rd. Moffitt is 4th, and Hildreth is 5. Down the back side of the racetrack, it's still that Jackson Gray, the driver hailing out of Ankeny, young racer. Hustles the Empire Ag 7G down into turn number 1. Off of 2, down into turn number 3. This time the green flag will be tipped high to the air. Tells these racers there's 2 circuits remaining. Down to the bottom, hugging the tires. It will be Jackson Gray, the 07 of Owen Carlson, Brett Moffitt, Clayton Vanderplug, and Bob Hildreth. Working, white flag, 1 to go. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Pilots to the Moffett's Ford checkered flag. It is Jackson Gray with the win. Gray will take the win. Carlson, Moffett, Vanderplug, and Hildreth. So finishing 5th will be Bob Hildreth. Clayton Vanderplug going 4th. 3rd will be Brett Moffett. In the 13M, the 07 will be Owen Carlson, and he'll make his way down in front of the grandstands. A young racer out of Ankeny, Iowa. Put your hands together. Heat race number 2 winner for Jackson Gray. Looking now, 34. Let's see, we've got through sport mods. We got through sprint cars. Modifieds going to make their way to the racetrack. 32 IMCA Modifieds checked in tonight for their D&E outside services. Three qualifiers. Top 7 will transfer to the A. We'll bring 3 out of a B. Let's take a look at the grid for heat race number 1. Andy Tiernan, Madrid, Iowa, the 03, and the 87 is Joel Bashore out of Boone. Row number 2, the 3 driver hails out of Orcutt, California. That's Dylan Potter. In the 3 in the 28T is Trevor Fitz out of Marshalltown. Row number 3, it's the B24 of Owen Barnhill out of Milton, Florida. In the 57B, Mike Van Genderen from Newton. Row number 4, it will be the 21R of Riley Simmons out of Ankeny. In the 17 is Corey Sauerman from Johnston. Going to row number 5, it'll be the 82 of Jake McBurney from Boone, and making the pull up, going to be here on Tuesday night also. Driver Hales out of Batesville, Arkansas. The 428W is Ashton Wilkie. And from Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada, the 66 is Mitch Stofka. Coming to the green flag, it is up, and here we go. First of 3 modified heat races. Off of turn number 4, it will be Tiernan. Oh, the big ticket, little crossed up. MVG had to put the brakes on. That's going to let the Mongoose right there go to the race lead. Joel Bashore up front, showing it to him. Bashore, followed by Tiernan. Then it is the 57B of Mike Van Genderen. Here comes Jake McBurney. McBurney on the bottom, Van Genderen to the outside, Trevor Fitz and Sadie are back in 5. Oh, Fitz gets into Van Genderen just a bit. Van Genderen will save it as Fitz got on the binders to let him straighten out. Off of 2 and down the back straightaway, the 87 is Bashore, your leader. Oh, Trevor Fitz, all kinds of wanged up, tanged up, crossed up. That's going to let the 428W of Ashton Wilkie out of Batesville, Arkansas move up a spot. And look at Jake McBurney, that 82 car. Oh, mama. Got the setup, got her on full dig on the bottom. Look at Jake McBurney, the blue, white, and yellow 82 car. Down around the bottom. Making things happen. Down the back straightaway, the 87 of Bashore, the 82 of McBurney. Then it's Tiernan, Van Genderen, and the 17 of Sauerman. 2 to go, greens high. Jake McBurney powers the bottom on the tires. Gets that BHE dig right down the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3 and 4. McBurney right on the bottom. To the top is the Mongoose. White's out, 1 to go. Dead heat at the line. 3/1000th of a second is McBurney, your leader. White Castle served. Here we go. On down into turn number 3 and 4. To the top shelf where you know who. Supai hides the good stuff. Jake McBurney to the win. Joel Bashore to the infield before the checkered. Corey Sauerman, Andy Tiernan, Mike Van Genderen, Trevor Fitz, Riley Simmons, and Owen Barnhill, your top 7 transfers. Ian, can we give him one more free one? Or did you already shut it off? Okay. We get for you folks watching at home on the free, get a little free look in. We'll give you one more heat race for the mods since that first one was such a bad A double 55 show. Going to be the old Havoc man, Rod Clement, out of Rhodes in the 40 RC, and Mr. 10.5 from Jamaica's Matthew Meineke. Dan Wagner, the 17W out of Sioux City, Iowa, and the 164 Brandon Lehman out of Roland. Row number 3. Marana, Arizona's Jesse Patterson, the 118, and Corey Ray from Trenton, Missouri, the 69N. Colton Nelson, the Osceola, Iowa racer in the 93N, and Isaac Malakote from Boone in the 11. Row number 5 from Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. It is John Webb in the 87W, and Vincent Evanson out of Lovelock, Nevada in the 22C, and the 2B of Robert Moore. So these guys, you see it. I know for a fact John Webb, Corey Ray, Vincent Evanson, these guys are in tonight getting laps for the Harris Clash on Tuesday, which will be live on IMCA TV. Down the back straightaway, old 10.5, going to take her to the race lead, Matthew Meineke. Meineke right there, followed by the 164 of Lehman. Down the back straightaway, now Lehman bobbles it. Here comes Jesse. Look out! Wagner backs her into the fence on the outside of turn number 2. Dan Wagner going to bring out the Logue Fabrication caution flag with the Wheeling lights a-flashing. So Dan Wagner crossed up over there, took a tail shot to the concrete on the outside of turn number 2. Gonna watch the replay for you folks watching at home. Watch the 17 card top of the screen. Just gets loose here and then bang. So as they work around under the caution flag. Working on in, down the back straightaway. Caution lights are off. 2 laps in the books. Green flag is out, and here we go. Meineke. Your race leader, Jesse Patterson, in the 164 of Ryan Lehman. Here comes Isaac Malakote. Malakote going to run it on into turn number 3 and 4. Down into 1 and 2, still Meineke, your race leader. Off of 2 and down the back straightaway. 5 of Meineke, the 118 of Patterson, the 11 of Malakote, and the 164 of Lehman. That's your top 4. Field to work down the front straightaway, still Meineke. Oh, troubles. John Webb a little crossed up on the back straightaway. Green high, 2 to go. Down into turn number 3 and 4. White flag is out. 1 to go. Matthew Meineke. Now Isaac Malacote getting around to the number 2 spot. Down the backside of the racetrack, they'll hurry and scurry. Moffitt's Ford checkered flag for Matthew Meineke, Isaac Malacote, Jesse Patterson, Corey Ray, Colton Nelson, Rod Clement, and John Webb. Right there, your top 7. Well, I gave you 2. I talked Ian into it, but for those of you who are tuned into the live look-in, you still got time to head up to IMCA TV, get the rest of this evening's regular night, plus the Hawkeye Challenge purchased on up. So head on out right now, get it purchased. We'll see you back here shortly. All right.